Kenya commits to doing the following over the next decade to achieve the goals of the ICPD program of action. The first is to enhance the country's population and development programs through increased budgetary allocations, efficient implementation of programs and projects, and integration of population issues into the formulation, implementation, monitoring and evaluation of all policies, programs relating to sustainable development at national, county, and sub-county levels by the year 2030. 2, to ensure that all citizens attain the highest possible standard of health, and this will entail elimination of the following preventable maternal and newborn mortality: mother-to-child transmission of HIV, teenage pregnancy, and new adolescent and youth HIV infections by 2030. 3, improve support to older persons, persons with disabilities, orphans and vulnerable children by increasing the core social protection investment from 0.8% of gross domestic product to at least 2% over the next 10 years. 4, to enhance the capacity of relevant government institutions to increase availability and accessibility to high-quality, timely and reliable population and related data at national, county, and sub-county levels, disaggregated by income, gender, age, ethnicity, migratory status, disability, and geographic location by 2030. 5, to harness the demographic dividend through investment in health and citizen well-being, education and skill training, employment creation and entrepreneurship, rights and governance, and empowerment of young people by 2022, as outlined in Kenya's demographic dividend roadmap. 6, to attain universal basic education by ensuring 100% transition of pupils, including those with special needs and disabilities, from early learning to secondary education. And in addition, the country will enhance the quality of basic education by fully implementing our competency-based curricula. 7, to improve the employability and life skills of our young people by enhancing quality and relevance of technical vocational education and training in partnership with industries and private sector. Fully implement the competency-based curriculum so that learners are equipped with relevant competencies and skills from an early stage for sustainable development by 2030. 9, to eliminate female genital mutilation by 2022. In addition, the country will eliminate all forms of gender-based violence and harmful practices by 2030 through the strengthening of coordination mechanisms and addressing social, cultural norms that propagate these practices. 10, to ensure universal access to quality reproductive health services, including prevention and management of gender-based violence in humanitarian and fragile contexts by 2030. And 11, to track, monitor the implementation of ICPD 25 Nairobi Summit commitments through the National Council for Population and Development in the State Department for Planning, provided that the commitments are in keeping with Kenya's Constitution, socio-cultural values, and national ethos. Ladies and gentlemen, These are my and Kenya's commitment to accelerate the promises made in Cairo 25 years ago.
The UNFPA management and staff reaffirm and renew our commitment to the full ICPD program of action during this 25th anniversary year. We strive for a world where sexual and reproductive health and rights are fulfilled without discrimination, reaching the most vulnerable in the most complex situations. We recognize that the ICPD program of action is unfinished business. In the spirit of the decade of action and delivery to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in Agenda 2030, we commit to intensify our efforts and investments to lead global efforts to achieve 3 transformative goals. First, 0 preventable maternal deaths. Second, 0 unmet need for modern contraceptives. And third, 0 violence against women, including child marriage and female genital mutilation. As custodians of the ICPD program of action, we commit to being a stronger voice for those whose voices often go unheard, including the most marginalized women, girls, and young people. We commit to assisting countries in the more than 150 locations where we work to deliver fully integrated, people-centered sexual and reproductive health information and services in both development and humanitarian contexts. We will extend our UNFPA supplies program to 2030 and expand its scope as the main vehicle to end unmet need for modern contraceptives and increase the availability of essential reproductive health commodities. We commit to scaling up our prevention and response efforts to eliminate harmful practices against women and girls, including child marriage, female genital mutilation, and son preference within the global gender equality agenda. All of this takes adequate financial resources to meet the estimated gap of US $222 billion between 2020 and 2030. For achieving UNFPA's 3 zeros, we will accelerate our efforts to mobilize more diversified finances across the humanitarian development nexus to better meet the needs of affected populations. At the country level, we pledge to support country-led implementation of national commitments, including through the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework and the humanitarian response plans, and to harness United Nations and broader partnerships to achieve the 3 transformative results and the SDGs. We commit to support countries in addressing demographic change, including population aging and low fertility, based on human rights and to the best available evidence. Our ambitious, achievable commitments will help countries and partners to accelerate action to deliver fully and finally on the ICPD and 2030 agendas by ensuring rights and choices for all. We pledge to leave no one behind.